Welcome to the Excellence Duo Plus One. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez, and I am joined here with
Jonathon Villaescusa.
Hi, I'm Frank Amador.
Hello, and I'm Louis Uribe.
That's right. And this show, you are going to learn everything you need to know. Well, okay, minus a couple things of real estate, because you guys are the Excellence Duo real estate team, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Now, tell us, we are going to have this every week. What can we expect to listen to on our show every week?
Everything about real estate, from loans, losing your home, buying your first home, maybe your second, third, fourth investment, everything that there is pretty much to do with real estate or anything around it, even termite, credit repair, anything like that. We're going to bring a wide variety of different programming to the show to better educate everyone that's out there right now.
Did you just say termite credit repair?
Termite. Well, there's termite, credit repair,
and credit repair,
home inspection.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Like
okay,
anything that's not just about selling them a house or trying to refi or anything like that.
Because I think termites got into my credit, so I'm going to need some credit repair advice from you guys. And if you guys want to, if you're listening and you have a question for them, please give us a call in the studio at 909-888-5222. Again, 909-888-5222. And they've got the whole team here. I mean, I feel like I've got attorneys here, but you guys are realtors. This is fantastic. So we got some news, right, about real estate, because right now everybody's saying, oh, this is either the best time to buy or sometimes the worst time to buy, because how can you purchase it? So talk to us. What's the newest, latest news?
There's a change in sales right now, actually, which is really, really good news for the market. 55% of the sales we have going on right now, houses that are for sale, are equity sales. Meaning these are regular sales that you don't have to wait 6 to 9 months to get approval from the bank. They're not bank foreclosed properties. You're dealing with the individual that owns the property, which is really, really exciting.
So 55%, well, that was up from, do you know the number?
Yes, that was actually up from last month. I'm sorry, these are March numbers.
Okay.
Up from February. February was about 52%. So that means we're heading in the right direction.
Good.
Short sales are about 21% of the market. So it seems like we have less and less of those.
And those take a lot longer to close, from what I know,
yes,
right?
average about 6 to 9 months.
Okay.
And then we have the bank-owned properties, the foreclosures. Those are actually accounting for a little bit more than the month of in March. They were 23%, and we have February that were 21%. So that's good.
So these are promising numbers for us.
Yes.
Yeah, we're headed in the right direction. It's slow recovery, but at least it's recovery. A lot of what we're seeing this year is a lot of people. There's not going to be as many foreclosures out there. It's going to be more people maybe refinancing with the new loan programs that are out there, like the short refi, where you can refinance when you're still upside down. I know Louis has done a couple of those already.
Yeah, and also it seems like rates couldn't go any lower. Freddie Mac just announced that the fixed mortgage rates dropped even further at the ending week of May 10th.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the lowest in, I believe, 40 years,
Yeah,
right?
since the
40
1960s.
years, and it's the lowest?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're very good rates right now. It's a perfect time to buy.
So I'm a person that's renting right now.
Yeah.
I rent at about $850 for a one bedroom. What should I look for in a house?
As long as it's in decent condition, I would say not. The biggest thing out there is don't be picky. A lot of buyers have the mindset that they're going to find a home that's completely renovated. They're going to be able to buy it for, pennies on the dollar. And it's just not like that. If you want a discounted home, it's going to be in pretty poor condition. Regular homes that are out there, they're going to need, paint, carpet, kitchens are going to be a little outdated. That's normal right now for what we're seeing in the market. And most of the buyers that are out there, they're just not willing to go that route just yet. It takes them a few weeks to get, okay, well, I've seen everything out there. I've made a few offers on these properties that are, correct me if I'm wrong, that they're nice, but then they nothing ever gets accepted.
So would you say their expectations are always start up high, and then you kind of have to bring them down to reality a little?
Yeah, you have to bring it back down to reality. I mean,
Okay.
think about it like this: is California, majority of the homes have already been bought and sold, multiple times, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. The home you're buying was built in 1910, 1920, maybe 1950. Most of your homes, unless they're more out towards the Corona Eastville area, they're not going to be a brand new home. They're going to be older homes. They might be remodeled. So it's just knowing that when you're walking into the real estate game, you're looking to buy your first home or even your second or third home, just knowing that you're going to be spending, after you buy the home, at least $5,000 renovating it yourself, and that's what everyone does anyways. You know, my mom, sorry, not my wife, my mom bought a home a few years ago in 2009, and she wanted to buy a brand new home. And I said, you're going to buy a brand new home, but you're going to be changing it in less than 6 months. And 6 months down the road after she bought the house, she wanted to change the tile, she wanted to change the kitchen, repaint the house, and I go, see, all that money you spent on just buying the home, you could have saved it, done it all yourself anyways. So
You want to buy the worst home in the best neighborhood. That's what I always tell people. The worst home in the best neighborhood is the best way to go.
I never thought of that. That's
Yeah.
a good one. Now, for those of you that are wondering, who are these guys? I'm going to give you a quick little tour of their lives. First of all, Jonathon Villaescusa. I mean, tell us, you've been in the business. You kind of almost were born into the business, right?
yeah, my whole family's been in the business for the past 30 years. I kind of came in, I was talking on your show a couple of weeks back, kind of kicking and screaming, didn't really feel like doing it. Just became really proficient at it, working underneath my dad for about 4 years in his shadow, and learned a lot from it. Since then, Frank and I have been able to create our own excellence real estate office. We have recruited over 25 agents in the past 9 months. So growing for us is, it's really easy. Most people, they think real estate, it's a bad market. Well, it's a great market for us. You just have to work, and that's what some people just don't get, is you have to work hard if you want to make good results. And that's what we've been doing for the past, actually a year now, probably almost on our own.
About a year now.
How did you two meet?
I actually was employed by under his dad's brokerage prior to starting our own office.
Okay.
So
Now, Frank, and what's your background exactly?
I've been doing lending for the past about 10 years now. Well, I did lending prior to getting into sales. I've been doing sales for the last 6 years. I've done forward mortgages, reverse mortgages, lending. I helped out a little bit in escrow. And
I've heard of reverse mortgages. I didn't know there were forward mortgages.
traditional mortgages.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, do you have sideways mortgage too? Okay.
Traditional mortgage, reverse mortgage. So,
Got it.
a little bit of everything.
Right. Okay. And Luis, your background. Tell us about it.
I've been in the mortgage industry for the last 10 years now, serving the Southern California market. I've done just mortgage loans. That's it. I haven't dipped into anything else, escrow or sales.
Why do you say that? Like, do a lot more mortgage they go?
They sometimes, I've seen some people go from one end to the other, or they've tried to do both. I've stuck with it, and I really enjoy what I do, and helping people making their home, buying a home a reality.
Well, that's good. I mean, because it's sometimes hard to find people that specialize in one thing and do it so well. So I can see, wow, you really put a good team together. So again, if you guys want to, or you have a question about real estate, anything about real estate, give us a call, 909-888-5222. Let's see if we could stump these guys, because it seems like they know everything. Okay, so next on our list of news.
Consumer confidence is up, and actually, Lewis is actually the expert in that part. For the first time in 4 years, consumer confidence is up, which is really, really nice to see.
Yeah, basically, overall consumer views of the housing market conditions have become more supportive of home purchases. Just people are out there spending money now. They're not afraid. And for anybody that's out there, that are still thinking, should I buy now? Is it a good time? It's a great time to buy right now. I mean, buying real estate, it will always be your biggest and best investment to do.
Yeah, I mean, some would say, well, not always. Those that were right at the top of the bubble, probably, right? So the timing is important, but I've always heard it said, even, I remember in the 80s, we kind of had a lull, too, and people were debating.
In the 90s, too.
Yeah, it was in the 90s. Yeah, it's almost like every decade.
Every 10 years.
And then those that take advantage of it, you see them about, and I'm not saying that this happens all the time, but 5 years later, you see it appreciate significantly, and they are more than happy that they did that, especially if they have a small family or maybe they're just building up their own income stream. Now, you guys talked about rentals as well, right? You kind of said to do...
Well, with rentals in regards to purchasing or renting at the current moment?
Purchasing,
yeah. Rentals right now, just because of the way the market is, it's cheaper to own a home than it is to rent. So if you're looking to get any investments, buying a home and holding it for the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to make great income. You're going to make, not only are you going to pay your mortgage with that rent, but you'll be making a few $100s off of it as well. And then in the next, maybe not 5, but closer to 10 years, you'll be able to pull out maybe $100,000 or $200,000 on that property, depending on how much you purchase it for. But you're going to be able to make quite a bit of money off that house.
We just closed escrow on one yesterday, and the mortgage payment was about $650 for the next 30 years.
Hold on. Okay, that must have been like my one bedroom, right?
No, this is if I remember correctly, I believe it was a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, built in 2007. And
Where?
Adelanto, which is about 10 miles north of Victor.
Oh, my friend Paul lives at Adelanto. Paul Lane, station manager. Wow.
Yes.
$650. Well, how much down though?
They did 3.5% down.
Okay, wow. So
Yeah.
so if you've got 3.5% on a property, well, what was the total then?
About $3,500 down. A little less than that.
No, it was about a little less than that. I think it was $2,700 down.
Oh, oh my goodness. Okay, so again, guys, I could see, I guess you're hearing so much bad news and so much negativity that it's almost like, oh, I could never afford it. Oh, I can't do it.
The good news is always down and low in the radar. The bad news always makes it to the top for some reason or another. But another agent in our office just opened escrow. Actually, I was impressed in Adelanto as well.
Mm-hmm.
$55,000. This is a 4-bedroom, 4-bath built in 2009.
Wait.
$55,000 is the purchase price. So the down payment on
What? That's like a mobile home.
$1,800.
Yeah.
That's like a mobile home. I mean, I've been considered getting a mobile home for my mom, but I'll just move
Not
her
a
up to
short sale,
Adelanto.
not a bank home property.
Put her out there. No.
Yeah.
Mom, if you're watching, I love you. Wow, so $55,000 in Adelanto.
Yeah.
And you're saying you could rent that out, right?
Yeah, and out there you could probably rent it out for an easy $1,000 a month. So, I mean, you're making really good money. I mean, home prices out here in Corona, if you buy a house, Corona's probably about $250,000 to $300,000. You can probably rent it out for anywhere from $2,100 to maybe $2,500, depending on the size. So, you're making more off of your rent than what you're paying for on your mortgage, because the rates are just so incredibly low. People don't understand that. When the market kind of took off in 2009 after it had just crashed with that $8,000 tax credit, I would tell people, this is gonna help you out more. You get a 5% interest rate right now, but you're gonna get an $8,000 tax credit. So you get $8,000 at the close of escrow. But if you dropped the interest rate to say 3.5 or what it is, 3.875 right now, on like a $200,000 mortgage, you'd probably save yourself almost $200,000 in interest over the course of that entire loan.
Whoa! It's $200,000. You'd save yourself $200,000.
Yeah, usually you're paying about probably triple that, I'd say, when you buy a mortgage over the course of 30 years.
30 years.
That makes sense.
Over 30 years. But
that's where people forget, because they think, well, I'm never going to own it all outright. But sometimes they end up staying.
A lot of people end up paying rent for 30 years, though,
Yes.
so this is a lot better option with a potential tax write-off, too.
Yeah. Eventually, you're going to pay one home off. You're not going to keep moving your entire life. At least, I don't think that's anyone's real dream, is to keep moving their whole life.
Yeah.
I think we just want to get to the point where we pay property taxes, and that's it.
Well, I'm already motivated. I think I'm going to say sign me up right now. But let's go ahead and take a quick break. Okay, we're going to go ahead and listen to some of our sponsors. And again, if you have any questions, give us a call right here, right now, 909-888-5222, and give these guys. Come on, I want to hear them stumped at least once.
Yeah, you guys got to stump us out there. Come on.
Give us a call. We'll be right back right after this.
KCAA.
Hi, this is Louis Uribe with Affiliated Funding Corporation. I'm a direct lender serving Southern California for the last 10 years. I offer a wide range of cutting-edge loans. Mortgage rates are at a record low. What are you waiting for? Give me a call at 951-966-6112 for a free loan consultation and get a loan that is tailored to your needs. Speed up the process of loan approval. Give me, Louis Uribe, a call at 951-966-6112. Mention KCAA 1050 AM radio and receive a free credit report with your consultation. NMLS number 271435.
Do you enjoy working 40, 50, 60 hours a week, only it seems to go nowhere? We have a solution for you. Selling real estate is a lucrative career that will give you and your family financial freedom with great flexibility. Give us a call today at 888-505-1965. Again, that's 888-505-1965. We offer full...
Hi everyone, Frank Amador here with Excellence Real Estate. I'm a real estate broker in Southern California specializing in property management. Why deal with the headaches and troubles of tenants when you can have someone else do it for you? Our office will manage your investment as if it were our own. We'll find the tenant, check the credit, handle repairs, collect the rents, and much more. Most importantly, all you would have to do is just cash your check. What will you do with all the extra free time? Call us today at 888-505-1965. That number again is 888-505-1965. Mention KCAA Radio for a special rate. California license number 0180-5925.
Hi there, Aida here with Farmers Insurance. Too often, people get stuck with the bill after an accident because of insufficient coverage. Here at Farmers, we are dedicated to making sure you have the right amount of protection. We can help if you have a DUI or no license, discounts for teachers, lawyers, police officers, and firefighters. We even cover off-road, watercraft, and other specialty vehicles. We are your one-stop shop. You wouldn't go to the cheapest dentist for an aching tooth. You would only go to the best. So why not do the same for your insurance? Call us at 888-316-3526. Again, that's 888-316-3526. Hear from you soon.
It's already getting warm out here, and I can tell you from experience, I am not a happy camper when I am hot. So, if you want your family members to be happy, get them an air conditioner. And get it right now. Why? Because now is a great time to do it. My friends at Air Docs are going to give you a 3-ton, 3-piece changeout, all for only $4,500. That's right, $4,500, and you can have yourself a brand new air conditioning system with the 3-piece changeout, meaning the coil, the furnace, and the AC all done. What's stopping you? Really? Give them a call, 562-244-8556. Again, that number is 562-244-8556. You're already paying it in your electric bills if your system's over 15 years. That's old. Get a new energy efficient system. Go green. 562-244-8556. Call my friends at Air Docs and tell them Aaron sent you.
Real talk for real people. Right here in the Inland Empire. We are 1050 AM KCAA.
We're back with the Excellence Duo plus one and one other. Okay, all right. So walk me through this. Now, we were talking through the break. I think I misunderstood. I don't know if I thought you guys on that Adelanto deal, for some reason in my head, I thought you put $25,000 down, but you said
$2,700 was the down payment.
$2,700, and their monthly is
about $650, give or take.
That's insane. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm just not used to hearing these numbers.
And
that's why I think
without
it's
down
just like
payment assistance too. That was standard FHA financing.
on a 30-year.
30-year fixed.
30-year fixed.
Wow. Okay, so let's talk through. Okay, I'm a first-time home buyer. I literally have never bought a property. I want to say around 2009, but I saw there was something about it that just didn't seem right when I knew other people were offering mortgages on the side, like as a part-time business, and I was like, this doesn't seem right.
Right.
But we're at a better time. Everybody's kind of been weeded out, the bad boys. So what is the process for me to start to look like if I wanted that Adelanto home?
Basically, you want to get first start getting it pre-approved. You need a minimum FICO score of 620. You have your stable job last 2 years. We do verify, your income. Basically, any lender out there is going to ask you for the last 2 years of your tax returns, W-2s, or 1099s. They're going to ask you for last 2 months of your bank statements, source the funds wherever the funds are coming from, and a month of pay stubs to verify your income.
Okay, so
as long as you have a job, you qualify.
What happens after you collect all that, though?
Once I collect all that information, I issue the pre-approval letter to both the borrower and the real estate agent that they're working with, and they're ready to go see homes.
Now, I happen to know a couple of people that want to do that, but they have like a stated income. That's kind of changed a lot lately, right? What's the new criteria?
No, basically, we verify your income. One of the most popular loans right now is the FHA financing because it allows you to go pretty high. Your debt to income ratios are pretty high. We could go up to 57% on that. And 3.5% down payment. So
now, for those who don't really know, what does the debt to income ratio mean?
Basically, it's your mortgage, your future mortgage payment, and your total bills versus the amount that you owe. So you could go up to 57%.
Okay.
So let's just say they make $5,000 a month, husband and wife together. What are they looking to qualify for in terms of monthly payment, and how much home can they buy with that?
It all varies because you see people that make good income, but they may have a lot of debt.
Right.
So it all basically it comes down to your monthly debt.
Their average family, one car's paid off. They got one car payment for $350 and $100 in credit cards. That's probably like an average home.
Yeah. I mean, for somebody that's making about that, probably I would say anywhere about 350,000.
Okay.
Or so, just
That's
the top
a good
of my
purchase
head.
price.
Yeah, just to give the listeners out there something so that they don't have to feel forced to call us. If they're a little bit on the fence, that they can have a little bit of a number to kind of go off of at least.
Now, you said a 620 FICO, so that means that they don't have to have perfect credit.
No, they don't have to have perfect credit.
Yeah, that kind of stumped me because I thought, wow, I thought it had to be in the 700s, 800s, but I guess if you want stellar rates,
I mean, obviously the higher credit score you have, the better interest rate will be available to you. There is some things that came up started April 1st that now for people that may have a 620 FICO score, if any kind of collections or charge-offs, anything that's over $1,000 either have to be paid off. You could settle them for less, or put them on a 3 months, put them on a payment plan, minimum 3 months before you could open escrow.
And that 3 month period is plenty of time for us as the real estate agent to go out there and show them houses and really get them a feel for the market. So even if you're in that situation right now, it's not that don't wait for that 3 month period to pass. Get on the payment plan and let's start looking at houses, because it's at least going to take us a minimum of 1 month if we're really doing our job the best we can, both not only ourselves but you as the buyer as well, to be able to get you an escrow. I shoot for 2 weeks to get my buyers in escrow, but that's really thinking ahead of the game very aggressively. But that's the mentality that we have to have, especially as the owners. We see a lot of our real estate agents, not just our own, but out there in the industry, that they're a little bit too scared to kind of control the situation with when you're going out there to buy your first home. And as a home buyer that's out there, you need to know too that you're not here to go look at houses every single weekend for the next 6 months. You're here to buy a home. And that's what I tell my buyers when I first meet with them. It's, you want to look at houses or you want to buy a home? And they always tell me, I want to buy a home. Well, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you houses, and I'm going to show you a lot. So I'm not going to waste any of my time. I'm not going to waste any of your time. We're going to go out there and we're going to get the job done. So usually it lands closer to a month, but we still have plenty of time even after that, going through the whole process with escrow to get everything going. So
it varies by the client too. I mean, what the time frame is. If you have someone that their lease is coming up in 4 months, they're going to take a little bit more time to look around and get a feel of things. If you have someone whose lease is coming up in the next 30 days, then you're going to start looking a little bit more aggressively as well. I mean, you got to get a feel for your client as well as what they're looking for, what their time frame is. I mean, we have an agent in our office that pre-qualifies them on Monday, and by Friday they're already in escrow. I mean, she's out. Yeah,
How does she do that?
She's out there every single day showing them houses, and that's pretty much her main client for that 1 week.
Right.
And she basically, how soon do you want to find your home? As soon as possible. Okay. And I'm always very impressed by her. By Monday, pre-qualify. Friday, they're
give us her name. At the Excellence Duo, you could find her.
If you give us a call today, we'll set that up for her to dish her out to you guys. So.
Wow, that's nice. Good performance, whatever your name is.
Call the office and you find out.
All right, cool. Okay, so I've got the amount of money down. I've got pre-qualified. I go through the buying process, and I just say, hey, that's the house for me.
Well, but basically what it is too is a lot of buyers get stuck on just one property when we go out, because most agents will show you 10 to 15 properties in any given Saturday or Sunday.
Right.
Usually that's how it would work, and the agents in the beginning usually don't get their clients ready to start writing offers. Now, when I meet with them, I say, hey, I'm going to show you 10 or 15 properties, and correct me if I'm wrong, but we're going to probably write half of those up, because a home, no matter where you go, it's almost always the same. It's a roof, it's walls, it's carpet, it's paint. It has a kitchen, a couple of bathrooms, and that's it. Everything else that's there is just cosmetic work that you can fine tune later on. So as long as I give it a rule of 7 out of 10. It has the bedroom count you want, the square footage you want, the bathrooms that you want, and everything like that. As long as the major structural conditions of the property are there that you need, you're going to write an offer on that property. Or at least you should. That's what you should be thinking about, because you're never going to find the property that's a perfect fit. This isn't like buying a car where you can go and get it made. You're buying what's available on the market.
Unless you get like a mobile home that you want, and even then, yeah, you're kind of throwing your money away on or am I
Not
correct in that?
necessarily. I mean, it depends. I mean, everybody's financial situation is different.
Okay.
For some people, a mobile home may be the better way to go.
Okay.
Some of those land leases aren't very expensive. I have an aunt that lives in a mobile home. It's bigger than my house. It's almost 2,000 square feet with like 4 bedrooms, 2 baths.
I've seen them. They're nice. I have a few friends in some those, what do they call them, newly manufactured or
Manufactured homes.
Yeah, yeah. And you could get it looks like a condo and say, I mean, just really
Yeah,
nice.
she bought hers for 60,000. So
Wow.
That's not bad. I
But she
think
could have gone to Adelanto, gotten a 4-bedroom.
Actually, she just did.
Oh, she
just
did. Well, good for her. Awesome.
Going back to the condition of the property, as what Jonathan was saying, I tell them, my buyers also the same thing. Especially, a lot of this time that people lost their homes. They sometimes, I mean, you go in the homes, they're missing kitchen cabinets, they break walls. But look at the bone structure of the property. That's the most important, because you get them such right now good price, good low rates that you'll make it your own along the road.
Yeah, that's what I train the buyers to do, because you really have to look at it from that perspective, because you're never going to find anything that's perfect. It's like trying to buy a brand new car that's been used for the past 3 years.
Right.
It's going to have some scratches and some things on it, and that's the mentality you have to walk into it. And the sooner you get to that, the less frustrated you'll be, because some buyers, and I work with them until they get to that point, they get frustrated because they can't find anything that they like, and it's because their expectations are so high. And not that I'm not trying to get them what they want, but it's there's a limit to what you can really buy out there.
There are new homes out there, though. I mean, for those that are looking for brand new homes, there are.
Where are they at, by the way? I mean,
a lot of them I've seen are here in the Inland Empire, Moreno Valley,
There's
Riverside.
still a lot of brand new builders still building homes. I know where I live, they just built another 30 homes.
Yeah.
Right at my block.
Another thing that we have exclusively for our office as well is we work with a multiple group of investors. They buy homes at the auctions or that were bank owned, that were in very poor condition. They fix them up. They put new roofs, new tile in the kitchen and in the bathrooms, new carpet, repaint the whole house, new kitchen cabinets, granite countertops, stainless steel appliances. I mean, they really build these
go
houses.
all out on those properties.
They really go all out. And the nice thing about it with us is we get access to those properties before they're on the market. So
because you're already working with the investors, you already know what's going to happen.
We have that relationship with them. So what we'll end up doing is I'll show them a list of properties that aren't on the market yet. They're still, evicting the previous owners, whatever was going on with that purchase.
Right.
And I'll take them and show another property that just came on the market. It's probably already sold, because that's how quick they move these properties. But I'll say, how do you like this? Do you like the kitchen? Do you like the cabinets and all this and that? Yeah, it looks great. Okay, so we're going to write an offer on this house. Once it gets done, we'll go look at it just to confirm it. But if you like it, you're good to go. You'll be an owner in the next 3 weeks. They really focus on moving these properties and getting new homeowners that fresh, brand new home look.
I have to admit, that was always exciting to me, the investing part of getting it, fixing it, making it new, and then turning it around. But a lot of people got stuck with some bad transactions. So people are so newer investors are probably a little. Are they a little scared or not really?
Not so much that they're newer. It's just that they have experience. I mean,
okay.
You have to know what you're buying. You have to know what the future market value is going to sell for. You have to be able to see the trends that real estate is going towards. And right now, real estate, the values to me they're stabilized on properties that are distressed or like a short sale REO. If they're asking a $275,000, that's what you're going to give them as a first-time home buyer, pretty much regardless of the condition of the property. Now, if it's an investor-owned home that it looks really nice, you're probably going to overbid on that property just a little bit, bit, because that's where a lot of the people are looking, because everyone wants that brand new, fresh look home. So, instead of one property for a distressed home, there's going to be 20 buyers for this brand new renovated
That's
property.
true,
So
right.
there's that competition.
So you're going to probably spend a little bit more than you want.
Well, not much. I mean, I tell someone, you can buy this home down the street for maybe $275, just say, or you can buy this one. They want $275, but I already know
It's gonna go for
it's going to go
$330.
for, it may go for that much higher, but you have to have a real estate professional like us that can do the comparables and justify the value. So as long as the value is still there, there's no problem with being able to raise your offer. We do a lot of selling real estate, not just on the buyer side, but also on the listing side of it. And I always tell all of our clients, if you want to sell your property for more and quicker, you need to put your property on the market for less than anyone else. So if there's 20 homes in your area that the listing price is $275,
Right.
you need to put your listing price at $260. Why would you go under? Supply and demand. If all the homes in the market are at $275 and now you have one at $260, you just took all those buyers and put their attention into your home.
When we do that too on our listings, we ended up getting 30, 40, 50 offers on that one property.
Yeah,
And
so
it just goes into a bidding.
Instead of it staying on the market,
Right.
Exactly.
and people just that mindset. It's almost like that Best Buy when you go to Best Buy and they have that clearance, but sometimes they're not really a clearance. I mean, when you look at the numbers, so that makes sense. So you get more demand now that it's a little bit lower. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Usually you start getting a bidding war, I've seen.
That's always nice. Now, yeah, I think we were talking earlier about, if you go, there's a lot of open houses on Saturday and Sunday, right?
Yep.
And you go and you see a home. What's the best thing to do if you don't already have a realtor? Do you just go with that realtor and...
Go ahead. You can talk this time.
Well, you always want to know who you're working with. I mean, you want to check the background of the realtor that you plan to work with. I mean, get to know them, talk to people that have worked with them. You just don't want to work with someone you don't know.
Right. Because that's where I would feel a little uncomfortable
Right.
if I went
mean,
in.
do your background check on that person. You can always go to dre.ca.gov, check their license. When they got licensed, do they have any dings on their license, things like that. Find out people that have worked with them. You always want realtors that are going to return your phone call. I mean, there are many people out there that are just so busy that, are going to call you just once a week. If you call them, you have a question, I think an ideal time frame would be they return your phone call within 2 hours. A lot of people can't do that. Email's great. I'm one of those email people. If you email me, I'll reply faster to the email than I would to the phone call or voice.
So easily accessible.
Right. So the person has to be easily accessible. Make sure they know their market. I mean, you don't want someone showing you properties over here in the, let's say, San Bernardino area who has an office, let's say, in Chatsworth. They have to know their market. I mean, just because they have an office in Chatsworth also doesn't mean they're not the expert in San Bernardino.
I was going to say, because, the Adelanto was a steal.
Right.
But you guys,
actually
your
have
office is
sold
not in Adelanto.
Right. So I've sold and transacted actually a lot of properties in that area. I know that area in and out. Victorville and Adelanto, I know them in and out as well. L.A., Orange County, Riverside, San Bernardino, everything.
You've been all the way up in Big Bear.
Yeah, we just closed another listing in Big Bear actually.
Yeah, you're going to go right now to go finalize that, right?
Right.
Okay, cool. So, these guys are always working. They literally took just some time out before they go close another deal. We are going to take another break.
Okay.
And when we come back, I want to discuss some heavy stuff, okay? The stuff that people are having problems with right now and how maybe they can get out of it, okay? We'll come back with that. You're listening to the Excellence Duo. If you check out their Facebook pages, which we'll give you a little bit later, you're also going to be able to see them and see what these guys look like. Ladies, they're taken, I think. Are they all taken? No?
We're all taken.
Yeah, you're all taken. So, ladies, stay away. All right, we'll be back right after this.
Your girl, she loves you, always thinking of you, but you'll never move your heart the way I do. 6 years of your life, I'm with you, still ain't made a wifey. When you're gonna get up, boy, you make the right move. We can take a ride with the top down, find a private spot on the beach, lay back and watch the sun go down. I could cook your favorite dish.
KCAA.
Hi everyone, Frank Amador here with Excellence Real Estate. I'm a real estate broker in Southern California specializing in property management. Why deal with the headaches and troubles of tenants when you can have someone else do it for you? Our office will manage your investment as if it were our own. We'll find the tenant, check the credit, handle repairs, collect the rents, and much more. Most importantly, all you would have to do is just cash your check. What will you do with all the extra free time? Call us today at 888-505-1965. That number again is 888-505-1965. Mention KCAA Radio for a special rate. California license number 01805925.
Do you enjoy working 40, 50, 60 hours a week, only it seems to go nowhere? We have a solution for you. Selling real estate is a lucrative career that will give you and your family financial freedom with great flexibility. Give us a call today at 888-505-1965. Again, that's 888-505-1965. We offer full license training to get you on your way to living a life of financial freedom. Call now. DRE number 019-00156.
Hi, this is Louis Uribe with Affiliated Funding Corporation. I'm a direct lender serving Southern California for the last 10 years. I offer a wide range of cutting-edge loans. Mortgage rates are at a record low. What are you waiting for? Give me a call at 951-966-6112 for a free loan consultation and get a loan that is tailored to your needs. Speed up the process of loan approval. Give me, Louis Uribe, a call at 951-966-6112. Mention KCAA 1050 AM radio and receive a free credit report with your consultation. NMLS number 271435.
Hi there, Aida here with Farmers Insurance. Too often, people get stuck with the bill after an accident because of insufficient coverage. Here at Farmers, we are dedicated to making sure you have the right amount of protection. We can help if you have a DUI or no license, discounts for teachers, lawyers, police officers, and firefighters. We even cover off-road, watercraft, and other specialty vehicles. We are your one-stop shop. You wouldn't go to the cheapest dentist for an aching tooth. You would only go to the best. So why not do the same for your insurance? Call us at 888-316-3526. Again, that's 888-316-3526. Hear from you soon.
It's already getting warm out here, and I can tell you from experience, I am not a happy camper when I am hot. So, if you want your family members to be happy, get them an air conditioner. And get it right now. Why? Because now is a great time to do it. My friends at Air Docs are going to give you a 3-ton, 3-piece change-out all for only $4,500. That's right, $4,500, and you can have yourself a brand new air conditioning system with the 3-piece change-out, meaning the coil, the furnace, and the AC all done. What's stopping you? Really? Give them a call, 562-244-8556. Again, that number is 562-244-8556. You're already paying it in your electric bills if your system's over 15 years. That's old. Get a new energy-efficient system. Go green. 562-244-8556. Call my friends at Air Docs and tell them Aaron sent you.
KCAA.
Back with the Excellence Duo plus one. That's me. Now we just had some great information. If I'm a first-time home buyer, but there are so many people that are stressing right now, and they don't have a way out, or they don't know a way out. We've been hearing a lot about people going bankrupt, others
Loan modification,
short sales, foreclosing. Yeah. So let's talk about number one. If I went bankrupt, what are some of the ramifications?
If you file Chapter 7, you could purchase a home 2 years after your discharge.
Oh, but so how long can the discharge be?
Whatever the process takes to file bank.
Yeah, typically bankruptcy at Chapter 7, depending on your case, is going to take you anywhere between 3 to 6 months. Not that we're attorneys or anything, but
that's been your experience.
We do know people that have gone through the process, so we know a little bit how it works. But it usually takes anywhere between 3 to 6 months to get your discharge from the court, and then it's 2 years after that discharge date. Now, when they run your credit, they're going to be able to see the discharge date, so you're not going to be able to lie about it or anything.
Right.
Or if you forget, they'll be able to find it on your credit report. But it's 2 years for a Chapter 7 minimum for FHA. Conventional, I know it's a little bit different. There's a little bit stricter guidelines with conventional. It's 5 years or 7?
7 years.
7 years for conventional. And then a Chapter 13, which is a little bit different type of bankruptcy, you won't be able to purchase again for 5 years.
And that's because of the repayment plan.
Exactly.
There's a repayment plan involved with that one.
Okay. And now a short sale. I hear short sale all the time. How can that be a good thing for someone that's already, upside down?
Well,
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, it just depends on their situation. I mean, when you are behind in your payments, you want to look at all your options, and it may be bankruptcy, it may be modification, it may be short sale. It just really depends on your situation at that point. But if the short sale is the best solution for you, one of the biggest things that it does is it saves your credit. Okay, your short sale, it's going to impact you about 100 to 150 on average on your credit report. So if you're at a 650, you're probably going to drop down to a 500 or a 550.
Ouch.
Okay, versus a foreclosure, which is a minimum of 300. Okay, so much different on that. With the short sale, you're able to buy again guaranteed within 3 years on an FHA transaction versus a foreclosure, which is a minimum of 3 years after the date the bank sells the property. So a foreclosure process, traditionally, the bank's going to try and sell that property, or the trustee, will try and sell the property at auction. Now, if nobody buys it at the auction, the bank takes it back, what's called real estate owned, an REO. It can take anywhere between 6 months to 4 or 5 years for these asset management companies to release it on the market and sell it. So if you're talking about 4 or 5 years down the road, it just sits on the market. Then another 3 after purchase or after they sell it, you're looking at anywhere between 7 or 8 years to be able to buy again.
And banks are holding on to the properties right now after they foreclose on them.
And especially Bank of America.
Why? Why do they want to hold on to them?
It's supply and demand. I mean, that's my belief. But the government has their hand in it a little bit as well. But it is supply and demand. If you owned 80% of the market share and you flooded the market with all your inventory, what's going to happen to the prices? They're going to sink.
Down.
So if you let it out very slowly, you keep your prices stable, or if not going up. And at the end of 2009, I'd say beginning of 2010, we did see a slight upswing just because there was so much competition on the market. I mean, I remember working with buyers submitting 70 offers for them before I got one accepted. It was just really,
that's a lot of time.
It was a really competitive market at that time.
Okay, well, we wanted to open the phone lines to our listeners, 909-888-5222. And I think we have a caller on the line. We have a Marcus from Riverside. Are you there, Marcus? Welcome to the show.
Hey, how's you guys doing?
We're good. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I got a little tongue twisted. I'm doing good. I have a question for the duo.
Okay, go ahead.
My girlfriend and I have been living together for the past few years, and we've been paying rent. We've talked about buying a house, but with the recession and everything, I've been at my job for the past 3 years. She has been at her job for about 6 years. What do you suggest? I'm tired of throwing my money away paying rent. I want to own something that's mine. Her credit, I know she said she has some issues in the past. Mine, I'm not really sure because I haven't really checked it lately, but I have a couple credit cards. I pay them on time. I don't really, I'm never really late. And I also have a car payment that I pay. So, what do you suggest as far as with the market right now? I know there's some houses out there that you see vacant.
Well, the time to buy is always now. You never want to wait. I mean, if you have an opportunity, if you're aiming towards buying, it's always now. I mean, there are a lot of people that are still thinking about buying, and they've been thinking about buying for the last 10, 15 years now. I mean, it's always time to buy is always now. Your first step is always to sit down and meet with a realtor. And basically bringing your documentation, just like you did, we talked earlier, your pay stubs, W-2s, tax returns, things like that. And have your credit ran. I mean, when was the last time your girlfriend ran her credit?
She ran her credit probably maybe about 6 months ago. A friend of mine at work mentioned that, if you run your credit, that it affects your credit, something like that. So that's why I'm kind of scared.
Not running your credit also affects your credit because you don't know what's on there.
That's a good point. Because there could be a lot of things that are somebody else could be using your social, or they could have dinged it. I know that's happened to me.
I personally was a victim of $30,000 of identity theft. So I mean, it's out there. You gotta keep an eye on it, check it, as often as you can.
You'd be surprised. Like he was.
So if she has that credit. Is that going to affect me if we want to buy a house together? I mean, is that going to disqualify us from buying a house?
That's a great question because we said the 620, right? Does it have to be both, or
they both want to be on the loan? But you were saying that you haven't pulled your credit. when was the last time you pulled yours? Not recently.
Me, I haven't checked my credit.
Okay.
I don't know. Probably. I mean, I obviously it was good. I was able to get a car, so I guess that would be the last time, which was about 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Well, actually, you'll be surprised. There's a lot of people that come in that they think they won't qualify. You pull their credit, and they're in the high 700s, even 800s. I've seen. But if it's you and your girlfriend, if you don't file taxes together, if one's good, the other one's not, you could still purchase separate, or if you want to work on your credit. A good thing, just like Frank was saying, that it also hurts if you don't pull your credit. You could check it for free once a year by going to www.annualcreditreport.com, and you pull it directly through the 3 credit bureaus, which is Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, and it's a soft inquiry. It won't give you a FICO score, but it will tell you all your credit report, any good accounts, bad accounts.
You can actually buy the FICO score. I believe it's an additional $15.
You could buy it. Yeah.
But that's pretty good. So you could do it once a year and not.
Once
So
a
that
year
was
for free.
almost a little bit of because people always think that it's going to ding me every time.
Yeah.
But that's pretty good. All right. Well, cool. Did we answer your question, Marcus?
Just one more thing. How do I go about? I mean, I don't know a real estate agent. I know there's advertisements. How do I know if who you can trust, or as far as what the process is of finding a good real estate agent?
Finding a good real estate agent, I mean, you could always just give us a call and we can help you out with that.
Soft plug.
But with anyone that you see out there, in the Penny Saver, the Los Angeles Times, online, wherever you're at, they're always going to have a DRE number. That's the first thing you're going to want to look for. That stands for Department of Real Estate. If they don't have that number, there might be something a little bit fishy going on with it. But if they do have that number, you can always run a background check against the Department of Real Estate on their website. That's dre.ca.gov. Type in their license number. It'll show you any dings that they may have against their license. And
you can look it up by last name too. Last name and first name.
You can do that as well. It gives you a couple of different options, but looking for that DRE number, it is a mandated state requirement now that we have to put our DRE number on everything that we do. Any advertisements, business cards, flyers, open house signs, anything that is a first point of contact for a buyer, we have to have that DRE number publicly
Same thing
posted
for
on it.
lenders. You could check out their
Okay.
NMLS
All right. Well,
number.
that sounds good.
It's a
All right.
6-digit
Well,
number.
thanks. I appreciate your guys' help.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you
you.
again, Marcus.
Thank you for calling.
I don't know
Thank you
if
for
we're
calling.
having troubles on your mic. Just what were you saying about the?
Oh, I was saying that you could actually do the same thing with lenders. Look up their license number, their NMLS number, see if they have any dings, anything reported against them.
Okay. Now, I want to talk about that. You said dings. What kind of ding? I mean, are there a lot of unscrupulous realtors out there, or what?
Not to pick on it. It's just called just disciplinary action is what it'll
What's
say
like
out
a disciplinary action? Like, what can cause that?
Maybe they failed to disclose something about the property that they knew that there was maybe a foundation issue and they didn't disclose it when they bought her property. Well, now that real estate agent's liable for that thing, and it will go to court for it.
Right.
So if anything does happen to that transaction where the borrower at that point wins the case, it's going to fall back on the real estate agent. Now we have insurance for anything like that, so any of our clients, they'll be covered in case. Not that we're going to fraudulently
you're not going to
sell you a
knowingly
property,
do so,
but
right?
just in case. I mean, there's we're not home inspectors or anything like that. So if there's something like that does pop up, you are covered in that event. But we also, with things like that, we have home inspectors that are out there.
always recommend the home inspection. It's the best thing you can ever do.
And a home inspection's how much?
Usually, it depends on square footage of the house, but on average, maybe between $200 and $300 max for a single family residence, and that's max goes to like maybe a 4,000 square foot house.
Right.
And they really do a thorough inspection.
They go under the house, in the attic, check the electricity, check the plumbing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they spend about an average of 2 hours there at each property, just checking everything.
I know from my background, I've done home improvements. So I've done windows, air conditioning, kitchen cabinets, and insulation. And in those processes, it's usually the air conditioning that if there was a problem, it's going to be covered in the first year through their insurance, right? Yeah, through their home warranty.
Home warranty is actually a good thing to buy also. On average, I believe now it's about $350. It'll include your AC. When you ever buy a house, that's a great thing to buy. What you do is call an 800 number. They come out, look at it. There's usually a $50 deductible on average. and then usually they'll fix it for you.
It is well worth it. I know when I purchased my property 6 months later, my air conditioner went out, and thank God I had the home warranty. So.
Oh,
All I
and
paid
that's
was-
horrible when the air
all I
conditioner
paid
goes out.
was my $50 deductible, exactly.
Yeah. No, I've been with people, in the heat of summer.
Yes.
That's when, of course, they realize it's going to go out because they turn it on, and it doesn't turn on or it messes up.
You do want to do your homework with home warranties as well. Make sure that it's a reputable company, one that you've worked with. I had a personal experience with an AC went out on one of my properties, and the home warranty just sent me the reimbursement check for the policy instead of fixing it.
That was it?
That was it. So they said, you know what, we don't want to deal with it. Here's the check for what you paid for the policy, and that was it. So unfortunately, in that transaction, I couldn't pick the company. It was picked by the other side, by the other party.
Ugh.
But you want to check what company you're going with. I
Right.
personally have a specific company we work with in our office. Use them all the time. If there's any issues, we know the rep directly. We just call her and she'll help us out.
Never have any issues.
Never have any issues.
And in that situation, I could go get my air conditioning from whoever I want, and then they reimburse it, or...
Well, what they're going to come out is they're going to inspect it and try and fix the air conditioning unit
Right.
if they can. If
Right.
they cannot, then that's where they have to go and replace the entire unit.
Gotcha.
So either way, they're going to look at it and make sure it's either they can fix it or they can't. It just depends on the situation when you get to that point.
Not only AC, it also covers. It also covers the plumbing,
electrical.
electricity, your appliance. If you have a stove, I know there's some plans that even covers your refrigerator, your microwave.
Because I will say this, with people cutting back in money, they also cut back in when they need these things repaired. So the previous owner could have chosen a contractor that wasn't licensed. I've seen air conditioners put in with the wiring exposed. That's a fire hazard. There's wrong insulation, or it's not put in or insulated right. And or sometimes there are recalls on some of these furnaces that are in the attics, and that needs to be checked out. But your inspectors do all that, right?
Yeah, our inspectors will go there, check the AC, check the heater, check the plumbing, check the electrical. They do the whole thing. And then at the end, it's pretty cool because they'll give you photos of what they identified as issues.
Okay.
The report. And then at the end of the report, I was just reading one the other day. It says, if you do find an issue afterwards on something they inspected, give them a call. They'll come out there and look at it again and then go from there.
What do you mean? If you find...
So let's say that if they looked at the foundation and it appeared to be fine, and then there was an issue later where you look at it and the foundation, there was a problem with the foundation, then call them directly. They'll come out, re-inspect, and then determine how they're going to resolve that issue. Because they told you it was fine, and then you look at it again and it's not.
Yeah,
So
these companies,
you
we
got to
have
know
in
who
the
you work
office,
with.
They're also bonded as well. So if any issue like that does happen,
You're covered.
Be covered as well. So it's not like you're buying from a fly-by-night company.
That's why it's
Right.
important. Whether it's a business partner, a real estate agent, a lender, you got to know who you're working with. You got to know who you're working with, how reputable they are.
So do you like your lender?
I love my lender. I can call my lender at 10 o'clock at night. I can call him on a Saturday or Sunday. It's about.
So does your lender love you?
Yes, I love working with the dual team.
He did a pre-qual for me the other night at like midnight.
What?
Yeah.
No.
They
What was
called
the...
me hey, can you?
Wait. Why was it midnight? First of all, I got to ask
I
you.
didn't finish meeting with the client until about 9:30. Got
You
all the
worked late.
documents, so
Yeah.
I said, "Hey, I'm giving you a pre-qual. Can you do it?"
Sure.
Yes, I can do it. Forward him the emails with all the
Were
information.
you asleep when he called you?
No. I'm up pretty
He
late.
works 24 hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty much.
You're like the Energizer Bunny. It
Send
keeps
him,
going and
but
going.
he was ready early in the morning. You could start showing homes, and I think you submitted an offer already.
Already
Right?
submitted an offer, yeah.
You guys are quick.
Yeah.
That is quick. I mean, I don't know many realty companies, so I can't compare them, but that is pretty quick. So, wow, you guys are fantastic. Now, if they want to call you direct, any of our listeners, what's your number?
We can give it the office number. We can be reached at the office at 888-505-1965. 888-505-1965 is our office number.
And you guys can also visit us on the web just in case you want to do a little bit of background on us. That's www.excellenceduo.com. And if you go to kcaaradio.com, I believe you can also look us up on there as well.
And you also, John, you have a cool seminar coming up.
Yes, I do. I have a Facebooking seminar for realtors coming up. It's a training on how to get more sales out of Facebook the correct way. And this class is going to be geared to give you 3 sales just out of the summer months, June, July, and August.
That's pretty cool. So
So-
people can find you there at
Facebook.com/JohnV.biz.
All right, cool. Well, thank you so very much, guys.
Thank you for
Again,
having
we're
me.
going to be here every week, starting today. Every Saturday at 9 o'clock. Get your questions ready. Call us, and we will get back to you when we don't know the answer, right, guys?
I think we'll always have the answer.
Ooh, look at that. That was a challenge. Thank you so very much for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.
You're on board KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind. Well,